This 92-unit Poway apartment complex houses residents who struggle to make a living. Single mom Carla Esparza has lived here 9 years, and she enjoys watering the plants on her front porch with her daughter Isabella. The same sun that bakes Esparza's plants also shrinks her electric bill, thanks to the solar panels on the roof.
Before I couldn't put the AC much because I was afraid of how much my bill was going to come up to. But now with the solar panels, I don't worry about it. It's wonderful.
The single mother of three's electric bill has been cut in half by the complex's solar system, and that means a lot when it comes to family finances.
With that money that I'm saving, I could buy other things that I was not buying before, like was out of my budget. That's in my budget, so I could take my kids maybe to the movies or do something else, buy something that I couldn't before, take them out to eat.
Yeah, absolutely. There's an economic development component to keeping that wealth in people's pockets and not spending it on energy costs.
Gabe Del Rio is the chief operating officer at Community Housing Works, a nonprofit developer of affordable housing. Parkview Terrace is one of the organization's 7 solar-powered affordable housing projects. He says the economics made sense for the complex and the residents.
We're talking about saving 58% on average of our residents' cost, which when you add up across 92 apartments is $1,700 a month that are being saved by residents here that frankly can be spent elsewhere in our economy.
President Barack Obama recently recognized Community Housing Works as a leader for its efforts to bring solar power to affordable housing. The president wants affordable housing projects to have 100 megawatts of solar capacity nationally. That's enough to power 100,000 homes. Community Housing Works already has 1 megawatt in place and hopes to add 2.5 more.
We tend to pay attention to economics a little bit differently than a for-profit owner does. And so that's why you see affordable owners actually paving the way. And also, we're good at getting grants.
The region has embraced solar power, and a recent Environment California report finds there's enough solar capacity in San Diego County to power 120,000 homes, but multifamily buildings lag behind. San Diego Gas and Electric buys solar-generated power from nearly 38,000 customers. That's called net metering. Ben Erik works for the California Center for Sustainable Energy.
Solar has just become a very normal thing. Just like any appliance or anything that you would do to your home, we're hearing ads on the radio all the time. We're seeing, in the newspaper, we're hearing about it. Your neighbors are talking about it. So it's become very common.
Erik says solar is not so common on multifamily housing units, and SDG&E's numbers back that up. The utility says only about 2,500 units in multifamily complexes plug into the sun. He says the upfront cost of a multifamily system can be daunting, and there are other obstacles.
Financing, when you think of how it's going to be paid for, logistically, when you think of where it's going to be put, how you're going to get that power to the tenants.
This bank of meters represents the 60 units at the Mission Heights condominium complex in Mission Valley. Erik says there's no room to put a solar converter next to every meter here, but there are options.
You aggregate that up for this size system, you're probably looking at a 200 maybe to 500 kilowatt inverter. You put it right here, okay? All you have to do is run the power from that PV system into here, okay? You have that meter, the utility meter, and it's going to run right into the utility meter. The AC power is going to run into the utility meter and into their wires.
The utility can then total the energy produced, split up the savings between units, and credit individual customers' bills. It's called virtual net metering. The Mission Heights complex took advantage of those rules to install a solar-powered hot water system that serves the entire complex. The $80,000 system replaces a conventional boiler that just wore out.
It's up to the HOA, like we have here, or the apartment owner to determine what that financial outlook looks like in order for them to actually give the go-ahead on the project.
Erik says there are a lot of questions about why solar panels are more popular on single-family homes. He says the U.S. Energy Department is funding a San Diego study that will look at just that. The findings might identify a strategy that could lead to more solar systems. Erik Anderson, KPBS News.